welcome to a Beyond Belief Spyglass. In this video, my son Denali,
Hi.
the inspiration for Kenai, is going to interview me, the author of the book, about a topic in the book. Stay tuned. What do you want to ask me?
So I wanted to ask you about Reverend Twinkle.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a real person? is he like real?
Well, he's based on a real person.
Okay.
So for those who haven't read the book, or maybe who come upon this video without reading the book, can you explain who Reverend Twinkle is?
Reverend Twinkle is a televangelist who gets up on TV, who gets up on live networks and faith heals on like TV.
Right. And he will heal you if you come onto the stage, and he will tell you that you don't need your medications anymore, and he will tell you that the Lord has cleared out all of your asthma, and he will do all these like amazing things. And he is based on a real person. And that person is the Reverend Popoff. The Reverend Popoff is a person who went around doing basically the same thing that Reverend Twinkle is doing in the book, which is he would go around to these huge centers, like these conference centers and these big places, and he would have these, I forget what he called them, like revivals or something, where he would claim that he was healing people in the audience. And here's the thing that was really weird, is he would call out a name in the audience. He would call out a name and he would give them their address. He would tell them exactly what illness they had. He would tell them all about, who they were there for. They were there for their cousin who had eczema, whatever it was. And they believed it all, but it was all a scam.
Huh.
Yeah.
How did he scam them?
The way that he did it was, in the very beginning, people would go around with what were called prayer cards, and they would hand out the prayer cards, and then you would write down on this little card what your name was, where you lived, what you wanted a prayer for, who you wanted that prayer for. And with that information, they knew about the people in the audience, what their illnesses were, and why they were there. And then here was the really tricky part. Popov's wife would gather up all of those cards, and then from somewhere nearby on a shortwave radio, she would read the cards off to Popoff. And he had an earpiece, so he could listen, and he could tell the audience everything that the Lord was telling him, but it was all from those prayer cards. And in the book, Reverend Twinkle does the same thing. He has an earpiece and the whole thing. So that's where I got the idea. But you want to know what?
What?
It gets a little deeper, because in real life, Popoff was debunked by a very, very famous skeptic, James Randi. You've heard of James Randi, right?
Yeah.
James Randi debunked him, along with a few other people and like a group of skeptics. They all got together and they listened in on a shortwave radio, and they actually recorded his wife telling him what was on the prayer cards.
Caught red-handed.
Exactly. What ended up happening after that was Popoff went into seclusion and all of that. And I think he was kind of out of the action for a while. But guess what?
What?
He's back. Popoff is back, and he's doing his same thing as before. Well, slightly different, but he's claiming that he'll heal people by selling them all sorts of wonderful miracle cures, like miracle spring water or something that will heal you.
Oh, hey, that sounds real.
Yeah. And people are buying it, and he seems to be doing well. But for one shining moment there, a great skeptic, James Randi, the amazing Randi, and a team of skeptics caught him in the act and showed the world how all of that faith healing shenanigans, all those things are done. And you know what?
What?
I based one of the characters in the book on James Randi.
Let me guess. Is it Uncle Freeman?
Uncle Freeman.
I was going to say Uncle Freeman or Kenai.
Well,
One
there's
of those.
Kenai, and Kenai is based on you. And Uncle
Ah,
Freeman is based on James Randi. And James Randi is a real inspiration for me and a great hero. And I really look up to him and all the wonderful things that he did. And I hope that kids will get introduced to someone like James Randi in their lives, either in person or through a book like this. And that person will teach that child to stay skeptical.
stay skeptical. That's our motto.